points. All 16 points were in the second half. That had just a terrific second half. And just the breaks went against Grand. They led the whole game and just ended up getting tied right at the end and slipped into overtime. And then in overtime, they fell behind by 5 points and just couldn't get back in to win it. And now for the Morgan Trojans. We'll follow them as they start them. Again, we're glad to be here on ETV Channel 10, also on Centricom. Live streaming throughout the state. And number 1, Stetson Anderson will start for the Morgan Trojans. He's a senior. Then number 2, Tyson Hurd, a junior. And then number 10, Cade Russell. He's a senior wearing number 10. Number 24, Trey Miles. Trey is a junior. And then number 22, a senior, Lane Carter. And Carter had just a terrific second half yesterday. And of course, Caleb Calderwood with just a serious foot. I'm glad it wasn't broke. It just looked so bad yesterday.
Well, Grand, one of the few teams you'll see that have 4 players averaging double figures, a lot of weapons. Morgan has, of course, Cade Russell, one of the leading scorers in all of 3A.
And we're underway here. The Red Devils control the tip, and quickly they get it to Alec Williams.
Zone defense by Morgan to start.
Schultz on the right baseline, gives it back to Ward. Morgan Grand very crisp through the lane here, and immediately Hoppenstead picks up the first 2 points, but what terrific ball movement by the Red Devils that time.
Alec Williams faked like he was going to go up with the layup, a nice dish pass at the last second to Hoppenstead.
Now pass, trying to go through the middle, taken away by the Red Devils in their zone defense. Quickly, Williams gives it back over to Jones. Behind the arch, goes underneath to Hoppenstead. Back to Schultz, his underhand scoop shot won't go, and the rebound is brought down by Morgan's Stetson Anderson. Quickly, fast break down, and it wouldn't go there early for Lane Carter.
Yeah, Cade Russell with a nice dish to Tyson Hurd, who couldn't connect.
Now Hoppenstead at the foul line, goes in, the shot is partially blocked, brought down by Schultz. He goes up, the shot is blocked again. Lane Carter coming out with it. Carter just had again a terrific half yesterday. And now the fast break is thrown away, and the Red Devils retain a 2-0 lead. And this is very typical of a consolation game. You see a little sloppiness, and as the game picks up, I anticipate it will really, the play of it will.
One thing Grand's been able to do early on is Hoppenstadt's gotten a lot of touches inside in good position.
Now underneath to Schultz, his jackknife move is up and good, and Braden Schultz with his first 2 points. 2 different Red Devils have now scored.
A nice double clutch prevented the defender from blocking his shot.
On the left arch, it's Miles. They'll swing it around over to
Cade Russell with the 3.
And Russell with a terrific shot. I tell you, he is just one of the best players in all 3A basketball.
Got to be aware of where he's at all times. Shouldn't let him pull the trigger that easy if you're Grand.
Top of the arch, shot is up and off the 3-point by Ward. It won't go. The rebound down to Lane Carter.
Grand was fortunate. Nobody covered up. Tyson Hurd was all alone, but Morgan couldn't see him in transition.
3-point shot by Stetson Anderson on the left side is good, and we have our first lead change of this game.
You can see the fast pace both these teams want to play. It's gotten them in trouble a couple of times, as it did there with the turnover.
And so Morgan with a 2-point lead. It was Grand who scored the first 4 points. They led 4-0. Morgan's come back with 2 3-point baskets, one by Russell, one by Anderson. And they have the 2-point lead. Left side to Russell. Dribbles underneath, and then Schwartz goes up high. And a shot is blocked back by Carter. Oh, just athletic moves.
Both teams just taking a matter of a few seconds to get shots up, and airball that time by Hurd.
And now there'll be a foul called on Carter in the backcourt. And they're just moving up and down the court here.
Yeah, previous games we saw this morning, it took a little while for teams to get going here in the first quarter, but in this first 3 minutes, we've seen a lot of energy and a lot of possession so far.
Tyson Horton, number 14, comes in the ball game for the Red Devils. He had a three-point basket yesterday. Now Hoppenstedt on the right side of the foul line. Shots up, and it bounces. A shooter's touch. It goes in. We're tied for the first time.
Yeah, there's some holes in that zone, middle of that zone, and Hoppenstedt doing a nice job flashing to him. That time able to get the 10-foot turnaround shot to go.
Cameron with 4 points. Carter with it for Morgan. Left arch. Looking for Russell. Gets it back to Russell. Russell behind the arch, being guarded in a man-to-man defense. Back to Stetson Anderson to Russell. Anderson's three-point shot already has one. He has two.
Well, kind of surprising Hoppenstedt a little bit there as the biggest Morgan player on the court, and he steps up and hits the deep three.
Now three-point shot up, and it won't go for Williams. And the rebound underneath and put up and back in by Ward.
Yeah, Ward just ripped that rebound away from a Trojan.
Now Russell through the lane, and somehow he gets the shot up, but it's not there. Anderson comes out of nowhere with the rebound. And Anderson's having a very nice start to this ball game, starting in place of Calderwood.
Yeah, they're getting some nice production out of Anderson, the 6'2" senior.
And foul shots up and no good. Anderson with 6 points, 2 3-pointers, and Morgan will send Seth Hadley into the ball game.
Hadley just a sophomore.
Morgan with the 1-point lead and now 2-point lead. They've led, that's their large lead of this game. Grand's led by 4. We've had one lead change 6-4 and one tie at 6. And
Tyson Horton off the bench for the Red Devils.
Hoppenstedt left side of the foul line, won't go. Russell goes high for the rebound for Morgan. Quickly on the left side, Miles. Inside, gives it back to Hurd. Hurd shot is up and good.
Nice controlled, balanced pull-up shot in the middle of the lane.
Becomes the third different Trojan to score. Williams gives it back to Jones. Josh with it. Back to Ward. Ward dribbles through the lane. His shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Hoppenstedt. He puts it back up and in. And Cameron with 6 points here in the first period.
Yeah, really impressed with Hoppenstedt to start this game, doing a lot of good work inside.
Now, underneath to Russell. Russell doesn't even go down. He catches it, puts it in, missed it, but he catches it in the air and still scores. 5 points for Cade Russell.
Yeah, Russell not very tall, but we saw his athleticism and jumping ability on that lob play.
And now a foul will go against Russell. And for Morgan, and players will come in for Grand. Number 4, Kevin Park will come into the ball game. For Morgan, number 31, Cameron Ornida. Carson. The ball's inbound. It's knocked out of bounds.
Said it was off Russell.
Ordina. So Grand will inbound it, down by 4 points. Both teams have had 4-point leads. Had only one tie. That was at 6. One lead change, 6-4 for Morgan. The Red Devils with it, top of the arch. Dribble by Ward, top of the arch. Now it's off Park's knees and taken away by Grand, and there'll be a foul on Ward as he grabbed hold of Russell.
The last possession resulted in a turnover, but I think, Rick, that was the longest possession we've seen on either end of the court.
Yeah, and I anticipate this game is going to get even higher score than this first quarter. You're spot on there, Rich. Top of the arch, Hadley with it for the Trojans. Gets it Over to Carter. Carter's three-point shot won't go, and Schultz goes high up for the rebound for this Red Devil team.
Yeah, Rand Carter off a nice double screen, got the shot they wanted, just wouldn't go in.
And underneath scoop shot by Schultz wouldn't go. Braden will go to the foul line to shoot.
The Trojans have had a pretty good defensive emphasis on Schultz. That was one of the times he's had a little bit of scoring space.
And the foul shot is up and off to the left side. That's the first foul shots in the game for Grand. Yesterday, Grand shot a terrific percentage, 16 out of 20. Problem is that Grantsville shot 36 foul shots as he makes the second one. But anytime you shoot 16 out of 20, that's decent foul shooting.
Yes, any level.
Russell with it for the Trojans. Left baseline. Now gives it down to Miles, and Miles puts it up and in about 10 feet out on the left baseline.
Yeah, nice job by Russell on the dribble drive, drew the extra defender, and a nice kick pass.
And Morgan will throw, Grand will throw the ball away.
Yeah, Tyson Horton that time kind of guessing where his teammate was going to go. His teammate didn't flash low and ball went out of bounds.
Teddy Park, number 13, will check in for the Red Devils. And number 2, Tyson Hurd, re-enters for Morgan. And a pass underneath is taken out on the right wing to Ordina. Back out to Carter. Underneath to Hurd, and this zone defense is really making Morgan work, and then a reach-in foul will be called on Grand.
Yeah, not a lot of team fouls in this first quarter, 3 on each team.
Teddy Park picked up the foul. Carter trying to get in bounds, and it's deflected, but picked up by Anderson. Anderson gets it over to Hurd. To Carter. Carter spins on the baseline, partially blocked, goes high up and out of bounds. Ordina trying to come up with it, but it will be in for.
You know, Ordina crashing hard to the ground. I was glad to see him jump back up.
And Grand will have the basketball here with 42 seconds to go in the first quarter, down by 5. They needed some points here.
And I doubt they'll go for one shot here with 35 to go.
Now dribble drive by Ward, kicks it back out, three-point shot, left side's up and good by Tyson Horton. He had a three-pointer yesterday and comes back with another one today.
The defender kind of backed off him, gave him enough room to pull the trigger.
Ordina tries to pass underneath, kicking the ball will be called. So Morgan will inbound the basketball right underneath their own basket with a 2-point lead and 15.4 seconds to go. It didn't appear they were going to wait for one shot here. Trying to get it in bounds. They do. Ordina in the lane. His floater's up and good. Carson Ordina.
It was a nice drive going hard to his left, but squared himself up midair for the nice finish.
3-point shot on the right side. Banked in by Kevin Park. And that cuts it to a 1-point game. Park at the buzzer. We'll be back for the second quarter.
With speeds up to 1 gig, Emory Telecom delivers more. More shopping, more music, more learning, more streaming, more speed to power smartphones, movies, and streaming video. More speed for more devices in your home. And more savings with our true broadband data plans. Choose the plan that's right for you and upgrade anytime for just $10 more. More speed, more savings. Contact Emory Telecom today.
Robinson, welcome you back here at Burns Arena with Micah Iverson doing our production work here on ETV Channel 10 and Centricom. This joint broadcast being streamed throughout the state of Utah. I hope you're enjoying this one. 3A boys basketball, it's got to be good because these games have been way entertaining. Anderson, three-point shot on the right side, up and good. Anderson with three three-pointers in this game for Morgan.
Yeah, and a nice setup by Russell on the penetrating kick.
Yes, 10 points. Now dribble drive down on the right side is up by Teddy Park, and Park is fouled. He'll go to the foul line to shoot 2 shots.
Well, off the bench, Park is
look at the replay here.
Aggressively looking to score, taking that one in against the much taller Anderson drawing the foul.
Got to see that on the replay there. And foul shots up and good by Teddy Park. Six different.
Park misses the second attempt.
6 different Red Devils have scored in this game, so it's a 3-point lead for Morgan. Russell gets it on the left side to Miles. Hurd through the lane. The shot is partially blocked, brought down.
It was Schultz on the block.
Now brought down to Russell, and Russell kind of walked with it, but he got pushed. And the foul goes against Josh Jones. That's his first foul. 4 fouls on both teams. 7:17 to go in the first half. And coming back into the ball game for Morgan is Lane Carter. Now Hurd with it. Back out to Carter, top of the arch. The ball above his head. To Russell, left side. 3-point shots up and good. And Russell is just shown you over these 2 days. There's several players that will just shoot anywhere in the forecourt. And 8 points. He's got a lot of range.
Yeah, showing his range, but he does a lot of other things, passing the ball to make his teammates a lot better also.
Now shot up by Kevin Park. It goes out of bounds. Just a little short. And for Grand, Alec Williams will re-enter the ball game. Grand down by 6 points, the largest they've been behind in this game. They did lead one time by 4, but we had a lead change 6-4. We were tied at 6. And since then, Morgan has had the lead. Anderson on the right baseline goes out toward Hurd. Over on the right side to Miles. Back to Hurd, top of the arch.
Seeing a little more patience this possession by Morgan.
To the right side to Trey Miles. Gives it to Anderson. Anderson dribbles in, gives it to Russell. Cade drives through the lane. His floater's up. No good. The rebound to Anderson. Just went a little long as Grant appeared to be in position to come up the rebound. They'll get it back out to Carter. To Anderson, the left side of the foul line. Right side is up and good by Trey Miles. He has 4 points.
Yeah, Miles coming off a down screen. Defender got there a little late.
Grandin is in need of some points here. Red Devils with it. Drives in, puts it up, and it rims around. Alex couldn't get it to go, but he is fouled. He'll get 2 shots.
Yeah, strong drive that time by Williams.
4 fouls on Trent Miles, his first foul. Only the 3rd fouls. Well, I guess it's the 5th foul shot in this game. And after going 16 out of 20 yesterday, Grant is now 2 out of 5 from the foul line. And Williams sets for the second one, and it does go in. His first points of the game.
We got a timeout on the floor.
6 different Red Devils have scored in this game. Timeout on the court. Morgan has the basketball, 26-19 when we come back.
The Crump Reese family of dealerships in Moab offers both Ford and General Motors vehicles. With 2 locations on South Main Street in Moab, looking for a new or used Ford or Chevy has never been easier. Whether you're hitting the trails in Moab or just dropping off the kids at school, Crump Reese has the vehicle you need to get you from point A to point B with a little adventure in between.
And welcome back here, Rich Barton, Rick Robinson. Morgan leading Grand 26-19. These are 2 teams with just outstanding records. Grand comes in with a 17-6 record. Morgan 20-3.
Yeah, Morgan ran the table in their region undefeated.
That'd been pretty hard to do, and it'd be hard in region 15. Russell gives it back to Miles. Miles will back it out. Back to Russell. 3-point shot is up and in and out. No good. And going hard for the rebound is Mason Ward for Grand. Quickly. Grand is down court. And the Devils have not gone quite as much inside. Now 3-point shot's up and good by Josh Jones.
Josh had plenty of time to get his feet set, eye that one up, and drilled it. Big shot.
All 8 players who have been in the game for Grand have now scored. Now 3-point shot by Anderson is up, and why not? He's made 3 of them here in the first half. That one looked like it was going to go, and the rebound down to the Grand. And Braden Schultz with it, goes underneath the Hoppenstedt. His shot is up and good. And Cameron now with his first 2 points of the second quarter, he has 8 points. And the 8-point lead is down to 2.
He does an excellent job of working that high post area that time with the dribble drive to his left.
And the ball is knocked out of bounds as Schultz thought he had a steal. I don't know, it looked real like he had a chance. Yeah. Hurd looking to inbound the pass from out of bounds, gets it into Russell. Russell with 8 points here in the first half. Crossover dribble, gets a pass to Miles on the right baseline, and Miles hits the 3-point shot. It goes, and he's fouled.
The quickness of Cade Russell makes it real tough for a defender to stay with him one-on-one, and then he picks the defense apart when they help. And his teammates are spotted up in those corners, and a nice job that time by Troy Miles on the catch and shoot.
And they gave the ball to Miles, and as they did, they were bringing a player in the game. They're going to let Miles reshoot it. As the ball went, it rimmed in and out.
No, they counted that as a shot. Or no, you're right. They gave him.
And he missed that one, so he missed both shots. It only counts as one. Yeah. Only the 3rd foul shot for Morgan. They're 1 out of 3 from the foul line. Now the ball's going to be taken away by Carter. The ball's on the court. Russell able to recover from Morgan. And Russell will back it back out with a 5-point lead. Just when Grant had cut it to 2, Morgan comes back with a 3-point basket. And they have the basketball here. Over on the right side to Carter. Carter's going to dribble in and gives it on the left side to Hurd. Hurd's 3-pointer's up and good.
Seeing some excellent shooting right now by the Trojans.
6 3-point shots here in the first half by Morgan. And if you're wondering, Grant has 3. Now drive through the lane is up and no good by Williams. The ball's on the court and picked up, and now will there be a foul?
What a scramble there, and we're going to have a held ball, it looks like.
Yeah, they called jump ball.
Yeah, could have had a travel call too, but Grand will take possession.
32-24. Grand will bring into the ball game a new player, and that's going to be Taylor Torgerson. And now a whistle and a foul. That'll be on Tyson Hurd, 6th team foul.
Hoppenstedt was trying to dribble to create a passing angle and got bumped in the process. You know, Grand could keep looking to get Hoppenstadt some touches. They've had a hard time staying with him.
Now through the lane trying to get over to Hoppenstadt, and it just wouldn't go. The ball goes over.
Pass was a little too low and thrown behind him that time.
And Grand remains down by 8. Just when they'd cut it to 2, they have struggled a little bit since then. These are two outstanding teams. They're capable of going on runs, and that's what you'll probably see as spurts. Now down on the right baseline, and Miles gets a pump fake, and he gets Cameron Hoppenstadt up in the air and draws the foul.
Really good footwork that time as he pivoted to his left, then back to his right with an up and under move to draw the foul.
And that's the first foul on Hoppenstadt. The foul shot's up and good by Miles. And Morgan is now 2 out of 4 from the foul line. Much different than the Grand game yesterday where we saw 54 foul shots. We're certainly not on that pace today, and I like that.
I think most everybody does.
Shot, top of the arch, and it looked like it was right on line. Mason Ward's shot, but it went to the right of the rim and goes out of bounds. It looked like it was just headed right in.
Somebody opened that back door down there.
Russell with it, top of the arch. Goes on the left side to Carter. Carter with the dribble in the lane, goes into Hopstead, back out to Miles. His three-point shot bounces up, won't go, and out of nowhere, the rebound comes down nicely to Ward. Quickly, left side, shots up and good by Alec Williams, a three-point shot, and Alec with 4 points, and Grand now with their 4th three-pointer here in the first half, compared to 6 for Morgan. Go ahead.
Williams got that long distance pass and just where he caught it, turned and shot it.
And Russell's rainbow archer from the baseline is up and good. And Russell with 3 three-pointers now, 11 points. Floater along the baseline is up and no good by Torgerson. And quickly, racing down court is Morgan. Carter with a nice pass back over to Hurd, and Hurd puts it in. And it's a 12-point lead just like that for Morgan.
Yeah, real good execution of a 2-on-1 fast break.
Ward with the dribble. Now the whistle, and we'll see what the is there. I think he sees some blood. And there's blood on the lip. Certainly in today's world, if there's any kind of blood, they'll take him out. And Schultz comes into the ball game, Braden does. And they'll take Ward out. I think he was going to come in for somebody else, but because of the blood issue. And Williams, top of the arch. Goes underneath the Hoppenstead. Cameron spins right, comes back, left, comes back right. And it just wouldn't fall, but he does draw a foul. He'll get 2 shots.
Yeah, that's I think an advantage.
Look at it here.
Advantage that Grand can look at each possession, as they've had a hard time on Hoppenstadt inside, and they're playing him man for man, not really giving a lot of help when he gets the ball.
Foul shots up and no good. He'll get a second one. No, he did make it. And second one is also good. So cuts that 12-point lead down to 10. And Grand will bring a new player into the ball game. They'll bring Connor Guerrero.
Guerrero, a 6'5" junior off the bench.
And now a foul called on Grand. And who'd they call that on, Rich?
Yeah, it looks like they got Haycock, Bryson Haycock for the foul, his first.
Foul shots up and off to the right by Carson Odina. As Grand using a few different players here, and I think that's a nice move. Come off a tough game yesterday. Giving players a chance at the state tournament play, and both shots are missed.
Yeah.
Grand down.
Ordina unable to connect on those free throws.
Now Schultz, top of the arch, wants to drive. Again, Schultz did not have a point in the first half yesterday. Came back with 16 in the second half. Left side, dribble drive, just inside the three-point line, up by Josh Jones, no good, but shot, rebounded, put up, no good. Rebounded underneath by Guerrero, his shot's no good. And Russell comes down with it for Morgan. Russell just dribbling out behind the arch. Grand in the man-to-man defense. And trying to lob it underneath, and Carter somehow comes up with it. Looked like Schultz was going to have a steal and then a foul. Ordina will go to the foul line and shoot. He'll shoot 2. The foul's on Alec Williams, his second.
Ordina will go back to the line after missing his 2 previous free throws.
He has 2 points. And that one, again, all 3 of the shots have just been a little bit to the right, as Mason Ward will check back into the ballgame for Grand. And Carson Ordina with a second shot here. And it's also a little to the right.
I'll tell you what, Rick, if he gets to the line and takes 1 step to his left, I think he makes all of his free throws.
All 3 were barely to the right side. Now a nice pass underneath and a put in by Connor Guerrero. His first 2 points.
Nice shovel pass inside to Guerrero.
Russell with it, gets it out to Carter. Carter back to Russell. Russell's 3-point shot is short. It might have been partially blocked. And for Grand, they were down by as many as 12, they cut it back to 8. So at halftime, it's Morgan 39, Grand 31. We'll be back with our halftime stats.
Your young athlete is one of a kind, and you should know you're their biggest fan. So when they have a sports injury, don't stay on the sidelines. Take an active role in getting them back in the game. Choose High Desert Orthopedics and Sports Medicine to get your athlete back in the game. Dr. Kelly Jensen is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon who excels in his field, so you can excel on yours.
Hi, I'm orthopedic surgeon Dr. Kelly Jensen. From diagnosis to rehabilitation, let our team at High Desert Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide you with the care you need to get back in the game.
High Desert Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is located at 280 North Hospital Drive, Suite 3. Your young athlete is one of a kind.
With made-to-go deli items, including its world-famous pizza, locally owned and operated BK Stop and Shop in Huntington serves the community with a smile. BK's has long been a gathering place for locals and travelers alike, offering the most basic of snacks to a delicious plate of shrimp. Fill up your vehicle with at least 10 gallons of Sinclair fuel and get a stamp on BK's frequent fueler card toward a free pizza. BK's also offers a catering service for your company party or town festival. BK's is located at 506 Main Street in Huntington.
Getting injured is nothing to celebrate, but getting back in the game is. Dr. Clinton Lordson and his team at Castleview Family Medicine will work to get you back in the game through diagnosis, treatment, and prevention. We'll get you back to the field and keep you there. When you have a sports-related injury, think Dr. Clinton Lordson at Castleview Family Medicine.
Hi, I'm Dr. Clinton Lordson, and at Castleview Family Medicine, your health is our goal.
Castleview Family Medicine is located at 945 West Hospital Drive, Suite 8.
Serving the three-county area, Desert View Federal Credit Union is large enough to offer big credit union services while still putting a name with a face. With competitive loan rates, commercial and personal loans, online banking, 24-hour ATM, plus much more, Desert View and its members make decisions that directly benefit the local community. With a branch in Huntington and Farron, Desert View is your partner in your financial future. Are you tired of having to spend more time in the dental office than necessary? Why not minimize that by having your crown completed in a single visit? At Dr. Brett Lowe's office in Price, the highly trained team can fabricate porcelain crowns and other restorations in as little as 60 to 90 minutes with no impressions or temporary crowns. Most dental insurance plans are accepted. Call 637-2929 today to schedule your appointment.
Bart and Rick Robinson welcome you here at halftime. It's Morgan 39, Grand 31. And Rich, you got some stats for us?
Yeah, we saw some pretty good shooting from both teams. For the Red Devils, they were 11 of 23 from the field, 47%. Made 4 of their 7 3-point shots for 57%. Attempted 8 free throws, made 5 of those, 62%. For Morgan, 14 of 27 from the field, 51%. Some hot 3-point shooting that you mentioned earlier, 8 of 14 for 57%. Both teams shooting 57% from the 3. Trojans really struggled from the line, made only 3 of 10 for 30%. Some other stats, Cameron Hoppenstadt, he had 10 points, only missed 1 shot while making 2 free throws. Something we mentioned earlier, they can probably take advantage of that matchup a little bit more. Grand suffered from 9 turnovers. For the Trojans, they had Cade Russell with 11 points, also 4 assists, did some good things getting his teammates involved. Stetson Anderson, 10 points with those 3 big 3-point shots that he made, 3 of 4 on 3-point attempts. And Trey Miles also chipping in with 9 points. But 8 of 14 3-point shooting, you shoot that kind of percentage from the 3-point line, you're gonna
have a lead. Yeah, and they do. Well, we're gonna take another break. We'll come back and tell you about what's gone on and what's coming in the future here in the 3A state playoffs. We'll be back.
With hundreds of vehicles to choose from, Auto Farms Price Auto Group is Castle Country's premier location for new and used Ford, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles. With skilled auto enthusiasts helping you every step of the way, Auto Farm can get you into the car or truck of your dreams with financing on site. Whether it's a lifted-up Ford, Dodge, or Jeep, or a more fuel-efficient everyday driver, Auto Farms Price Auto Group has or can find exactly what you need. Come see our selection at 354 South Highway 55 in Price.
With 2 locations to serve you, J&D Automotive in Castledale and Green River deliver authentic Napa auto parts with a local smile. Whether it's tires, fluids, tune-ups, or a complete engine diagnostic, J&D Automotive offers complete repair of domestic and foreign cars and light trucks. And with ASC certified and trained technicians, you can drive easy knowing your car will get you and your family down the road safely.
Rich Barton, Rick Robinson, welcome you back here at halftime. It's Morgan 39, Grand 31 here at halftime. And let's just update our listeners what's gone on earlier today. The girls' consolation games. The first game of the day, it was Sassevere beating Carbon 48-39. And then Morgan beat Judge Memorial 45-29. That sets up a showdown tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for 5th place between Morgan and South Sevier, and that should be an entertaining game. Then in the first boys game today, it was another dandy game as South Summit beat Juab 48-46, but that doesn't tell the whole story.
No, there was a lot of stories to be told down the stretch of that game, a game that could have gone either way.
Yeah, as South Summit hit a shot with 1.7 seconds to go, Juab called a timeout and had a technical foul. It was a 1-point game. It gave them the lead, but Juab would have had the ball and had to go the length of the court, but the technical foul all but ended that game, and Juab lost on a last-second shot to South Sevier yesterday and a last-second shot to South Summit today. That means South Summit will take on the winner of this game between Grand and Morgan tomorrow at 11:40 a.m. And
that's a Juab team, I'd just say, Rick, that's came a long way. We saw them their first game of the season in Richfield, and give Coach Cam Wright a lot of credit. He's taken that team a long ways.
No question. And the game's coming up later tonight at 4:10, right after our game. It will be Richfield and Juab on the girls' side of it. That's the first semifinal championship game. Then at 5:50, Grantsville will take on Emory. And on the boys' side tonight at 7:30, South Sevier will take on Delta. And then at 9:30, Manti Grantsville, 9:10. That says 9:30, but it is 9:10. And you can follow all these games on ETV, Channel 10, and Centricom as they're all being live streamed. And it's just a fun way to follow. And we want to thank Micah Iverson for his help doing the production work there for us and giving us our replays. And Rich, what do you anticipate? Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the second half.
Our team works hard to shape the quality of life wherever we live and work. These values allow our team to be the go-to source for rural entities.
You back here, Rich. What do you anticipate is going to happen? This game, in my opinion, is far from over, a 39-31 game.
No, and I expect the pace maybe even to pick up a little bit more. But one thing I think the Red Devils need to make an adjustment is they probably can't help off the three-point shooters. I know that puts them maybe in a little bit more one-on-one defending Cade Russell, who set his teammates up nicely. But stay a little closer to shooters, make people put the ball on the ground, and Morgan might have to be careful if Grand looks to expose that matchup advantage they have inside with Hoppenstadt. They need to probably key on him a little bit. He's been almost perfect from the field.
Well, 9 of Grand's 11 players have played have scored in this game. For Morgan, 8. 5 of their 7 have scored. Carter with it on the left arch, gives it to Russell. Russell, top of the arch. He'll crossover dribble to the right, and they'll give it back to Tyson Hurd. Back to Russell. Russell turns and talks to the coaches right in front of Rich and I, and then gives it back to Hurd.
Gets a new play call.
Carter.
Pretty good defense right here by the Red Devils.
Back to Russell. Now Carter goes right with just kind of a floater on the right side.
Good defense, better offense there as he hit a tough angled bank shot on the turnaround from about 8 feet.
And that's Carter's first 2 points. Now a foul on Lane Carter.
Yeah, fouled Hoppenstadt as he was trying to pivot and make a pass back out.
And that's Carter's second foul, so Grand inbound right underneath their own basket. And trying to get it in, and Russell deflects as they try and get it down to Cameron Hoppenstedt. Now 3-point shot on the left side is short off the rim, and now it's thrown off of Schultz's leg.
Yeah, Lane Carter with the heads up play there to help Morgan retained possession.
Morgan was 8 out of 13 from the three-point line in the first half. By anybody's level, that's just terrific shooting. Now, Russell through the lane. He starts on the left side, weaves to the right side, and banks it in.
So quick off the dribble is Russell.
And he has 13 points now. Schultz with it. Crossover dribble. Fakes like he's going to pass, goes up the shot, and Hoppenstedt comes back with a rebound and puts it up and in. Much needed basket for Grand.
Yeah, on that putback, Hoppenstedt able to absorb the contact and get the ball just over the front of the rim. And
he's fouled and it counts.
And one thing, you know, Grand needs too is needs another big second half from Schultz here to get back in this game as Hoppenstedt tries to cut it to single digits.
And Hoppenstedt with 13 points now, and it cuts it to 9 points here. On the right side to Anderson. Anderson's had just a nice game starting today, in place of Calderwood. Russell back over to Anderson, and there'll be a foul, non-shooting, and that will go against Hoppenstedt. Cameron picks up his second foul. And Morgan won bound underneath their own basket, trying to get it in bounds. They find Russell. Back over to Hurd. Hurd's three-pointer's up and good. 9th three-pointer in this game. Second one for Hurd. He has 10 points.
Brad really needs to make those shooters put the ball on the floor rather than any catch and shoot opportunities.
Now, Red Devils over to Schultz. Three-point shot. Oh, it wouldn't go. A little bit long. A rebound to Anderson and Morgan.
Schultz got a good look.
And Russell. Three-point shot. Top of the arch is up and no good. The rebound comes down to Hurd. So Morgan's 9 out of 16 from the three-point line.
Quick release on the other end is Williams unable to connect.
Now quickly back the other way. The shot up by Hurd is no good, but the rebound down to Carter of Morgan. Over to Russell. Russell gives it back. Three-point shot is over the rim, no good by Miles. So 9 out of 17 three-point line Morgan is in this game. Hoppenstedt fakes the shot, then does a dribble drive, and there'll be a bump foul.
You know, I tell you, Rick, when he gets the ball inside, most every time it's either a score or he draws a foul. Morgan with no answer for him.
Hoppenstedt, just an outstanding player, just a junior too. He'll be back. Takes the inbound pass, top of the arch, behind the back dribble. Then that loses control of it. It's picked up by Miles. Miles down to Hurd. Hurd lays it up and in, and Hurd has 12 points.
Well, almost a turnover on the other inbounds.
Now Russell with it. Russell gives it to Carter, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be in for Morgan underneath their own basket. And look at the replay here. That was the shot made by Carter. Now out of bounds, they get it inside. The shot is up by Miles. It's no good, but he's fouled. He'll get 2 shots.
A nice executed out of bounds play.
Braden Schultz gets his second foul. And at the foul line is Trey Miles. He has 9 points. And Miles' foul shot's up and good. Now has 10 points. First points of the second half. And the large lead of the game here for Morgan of 15. And Grand will send back into the ball game Tyson Horton, and also a new player who hasn't played. Let me get that down. Nolan Ramirez. And let me tell you, Ramirez played terrific in Richfield. And his second foul shot's also good by Miles. Just a sophomore, and he was just, that time, got up in the air, a little out of control.
A little over anxious that time on the drive, ran out of room and didn't have a passing lane.
Well, Ramirez is the 12th player to come in this game, but I tell you what, he really looked good in the Richfield game. I think he had a dozen points. And over on the right side is Hurd. Gives it to Russell. Russell back to Hurd. Took Lane Carter. Carter underneath, scoop shots, no good. Rebound down to Hoppenstead. Back over to Schultz, dribbles on the baseline. He puts it up and it wouldn't go. The rebound down to Anderson and Morgan. Quickly, back to Miles. Over to Russell. And there'll be a foul called.
Having a hard time staying in front of Russell. Consistently able to get by his man on the drive to score or create for his teammates.
And Ramirez picks up his first foul. At the foul line, Russell's foul shot is no good. And both teams bring in several players. Morgan brings in a new player. We'll pick him up. Number 33, and I don't show a 33.
Kevin Park back in for Grand along with Teddy Park.
Second foul shot is good by Russell. 13. Grand with the ball. Three-point shot is rims in and out. Just wouldn't go for Tyson Horton. And the rebound down to the Morgan Trojans. Up by 17 right now. And there'll be an offensive foul.
Yeah, that was, looks like that one, we don't have a number for that player that came in for Morgan with the moving screen.
Do you want to ask one of those Morgan players? We'll take a break. We'll come back as Grand will have the ball down by 17 when we come back.
Have a home improvement project? Don't go over the hill. Stop by Magnuson Lumber in Castledale for the tools and expertise you need. Whether it's a new coat of paint in the living room or building your dream home, Magnuson has the supplies you need to get the job done. Our friendly, well-trained staff will help you with any project, and we'll deliver to both Emery and Carbon counties. Visit Magnuson Lumber at 495 East Main in Castledale.
The pace of this game is such, you know, it's not, it'd be just a large comeback, but it's not improbable going against this 3-2 zone defense. Over to Park on the left side, down to Ward. Back out to Park, three-point shot, rims in and out, no good by Kevin Park, and now a foul.
This is going to be against Morgan. They're going to stay there.
Carter Fackery. And now Morgan will send Carson Ordina into the game. Also Tyson Hurd. Also Stetson Anderson will re-enter the ball game. Grand sent inbounded underneath their own basket. They do get it in to Schultz. Over to Park. Back over to Horton. Horton's three-point shot is up, and it just wouldn't go. And the rebound down to Ordina. And it's still 51-34 with 2:36 to go in the third quarter here. And Russell has it knocked out of his hands by Nolan Ramirez of Grand. Russell for Morgan will inbound it. Gets it into Anderson. Back over to Russell. And I'm not quite sure. There's a jump ball underneath. And
you don't see the officials very often give the held ball call when the defensive player is wrapping them up from behind.
Yeah, And that did raise a little stir from the crowd. Ramirez with a dribble drive, knocked out of his hands, able to pick it up, bumped. And Ramirez gets it over to Park.
Whoa.
Shot is up, and it's no good by Teddy Park, brought down by Morgan. And Russell now with the spin move, and Schultz comes out of nowhere and blocks it, but they will call a foul on him.
They're going to call a foul on it with the body. Take a
Look at it here. Look how high he gets, though.
Very high. They got the ball clean, no question about it.
And 13th foul on Braden Schultz. Russell at the foul line, it's up and good. He's certainly not a guy you're going to want to foul very often, even though he's missed one foul shot. He has 15 points. And the officials, I think they thought somebody was going to come in the game. And second one is no good. So 18-point lead is the large lead of the game for Morgan. Now underneath, Russell comes up with the steal for the Morgan Trojans. On the right arch to Hadley. Back to Russell.
Ramirez with the reach. Ramirez really going after Russell aggressively with the defensive intensity.
And now Lane Carter will re-enter the ball game. I think he'll come in for Cade Russell. And for Grand, Mason Ward will re-enter the ball game for Tyson Horton. And pass comes into Anderson. Back over to Hadley. Now top of the arch to Lane Carter. Over to Stetson Anderson now on the right side to Carter. Underneath to Anderson. Anderson's in the lane, pump fakes, gets a man in the air, and then puts it up and just wouldn't go a little too hard. Rebound down to the Red Devils. Grant quickly into forecourt. Right side, Ramirez, three-point shot, up, and it bounces twice, just wouldn't go. Rebound down to Tyson Hurd. Top of the arch. Seth Hadley with the ball. Being guarded by Park. Comes underneath to Anderson, and now a foul on Grand's Mason Ward. It's only going to be the 16th foul, non-shooting. Second foul on Ward. And for Grand, they'll bring back into the ballgame Josh Jones and also Cameron Hoppenstead.
Yeah, this has been Morgan's quarter, this third quarter.
Yeah, it was 39-31 at halftime, and it's ballooned to 52-34. Grand only able to put 3 points on the board so far, but they do come up the steal here. They have a 2-on-1 break. Over to Ramirez, three-point shot is up and good. I said Ramirez, but I think that was Josh Jones.
Yeah, Josh Jones with the corner three.
And now with 33 seconds to go, Morgan has the ball. Over to Carter on the right side. To Anderson, three-point shot. Just a little short, and a foul on Morgan.
That looks like they got Ordina.
Carson Ordina gets his second foul. And Grand with 20 seconds to go after being down by 18 can cut into this lead again.
Full court pressure by the Trojans.
Shot on the left side is up by Williams. It just wouldn't go. Well, they get a shot here, still time. And try to throw it across court. They do get across court. Back out to Williams, three-point shot, and it just wouldn't go. But Grant had some good looks and trying to crawl back into this. Morgan 52, Grant 37. A quarter to go. We'll be back.
Big O Tires, we shop our competition daily, so we can guarantee you the lowest price on every tire, every day.
That's right. We guarantee the lowest price on every tire, every day.
Great stores statewide, wherever you go, we got you covered at Big O.
Rick Robinson, welcome you back here courtside, Burns Arena. Final 3A consolation of the day between Morgan and Grand. Two teams who've had just great seasons. Grand coming in with a 17-6 record. They were second place out of Region 15, and out of Region, I think, 13 Morgan with a 20-3 record. They were the region champs.
You know, this is a Grand team that has enough offensive firepower to overcome a 15-point lead, but they're going to have to get some defensive stops to do that.
And they start one immediately. Hoppenstead with a rebound. For the Red Devils, goes down, a shot's up, and he's fouled. It counts. So Cameron Hoppenstead now with 15 points.
You know, Hoppenstedt shows his good footwork inside, has the ability to go both right and left. Again, nice finish going to his left.
Foul shot's up, but good. So he now has 16 points, and the 18-point lead is down to 12. Still lots of time left in this one. Miles with it, left side of the foul line. Back over to Anderson. Gives it to Russell. Russell in the center of the lane, and the pass is taken away by Ward. Ward goes down and puts it up, and he couldn't get it to go. Russell's there for the rebound for Morgan.
They needed that one. Could have cut it to 10.
Now underneath, the hesitation move is no good. A fight for the rebound brought down by Herta Morgan over to Anderson. 3-point shots up and good. And Anderson now with 4 3-pointers in this game. And Morgan has 10 3-point baskets. Timeout on the court. We'll be back.
The men and women of Nielsen Construction pride themselves in taking care of their customers wherever and whenever they are needed. They provide service in the fields of heavy excavation, road construction, concrete operations, crane operations, welding, and much more. Their trucking division provides coal service hauling for area coal mines, and their fleet of heavy hauling transports provides oversized load transportation for a long list of customers who need material delivered safely and on time. Nielsen Construction is locally owned and a proud supporter of the athletic departments in Carbon, Emery, and Grand County. No matter the size of the project, Nielsen Construction has the experience, equipment, and manpower to get the job done.
With 5 locations in Carbon, Emery, and Uinta counties, Pro Rehab Physical Therapy is committed to providing its customers with the highest quality care available. Come to Pro Rehab for treatment of painful conditions, recovery of function, and injury prevention. Contact Pro Rehab at 613-1500 or swing by its location at 590 East, 100 North in Price. Go to ProRehabPT.com for a list of office locations. Pro Rehab Physical Therapy. Come as patients, leave as friends.
By ETV Channel 10 and also by Centricom Channel 10 in a joint broadcast. Grand with the basketball, down 55-40. Still 7 minutes, 3 seconds to go. But they'd have to have good things happen. And they do have the caliber of talent to do that, the pace of
Yeah, they do. When they had a chance there to cut it to single digits instead, had a couple of misses, and quickly it's a 15-point Morgan advantage.
Now underneath to Hoppenstead, the shot is blocked by Anderson, but he comes back and puts it up and in, and he now has 18 points.
Yeah, did a nice job staying with it, ripped that offensive rebound away.
Carter over on the left side to Russell. Back to Hurd along the baseline, into Anderson. Right side, Miles goes up, loses control out of bounds, and it will be in for Grand.
You know, Grand can't afford to not take advantage of these opportunities to cut into this lead.
One of the highest scoring teams in the state, the Red Devils are. Now pass is deflected, but Hoppenstead picks it up. Cameron goes down, banks it up, and it just wouldn't go, but gets the rebound. He puts it up. Again, it won't go, but he's fouled. He'll go to the foul line to shoot 2.
Hoppenstedt has a unique knack for coming up with the ball in crowds, that time amidst 3 Morgan Trojans, able to rip the ball down and go up and get fouled.
Fouls on Cade Russell, his 3rd. And Cameron's foul shot's up and good. $19 points for Hoppenstedt. And the foul shot is up and good. He's now 6 out of 6 from the foul line. He's had just a terrific game, 20 points. And a foul is called.
Yeah, it wasn't, maybe just a touch foul there. Called on
Williams.
That'll be his 3rd.
Russell go the foul line. He has 15 points. Shooting 1-1, and he's 2 out of 4 from the foul line before that one. Now he's 3 out of 5. Extends the lead back to 12. And second one looked like it was going to be short, but it did go in. And Morgan with the lead. Grand with the basketball. Williams on the left side has it taken away by Russell. Russell's just so crafty.
Crafty and got some explosive quickness.
Right side, they go to Hurd. Back to Russell, top of the arch. Spin move at the foul line. Over to Hurd. He'll back it out. Grand in a man-to-man defense here. Anderson underneath the Hurd. Spins, faces the basket. Shot is up, no good. The rebound comes down to Josh Jones of Grand. Josh quickly into forecourt. Over to Ward. His shot is up and it won't go. And Russell goes high up for the rebound for Morgan.
Yeah, sky high. Not very tall. They list him 6'1". If he's 6'1", I'm pushing 7 feet.
3-point shots up and good by Trey Miles. And that becomes the 11th different 3-point basket in this game. That's been a factor, no question. They've shot just terrific from outside, Morgan has. Hoppenstedt dribbles down on the right baseline, banks it up and in. He now has 22 points.
Yeah, Hoppenstedt proven time and time again, no Morgan Trojan can play him man for man.
And a foul in the backcourt. We'll give 1 and 1. And it's Mason Ward getting his 3rd foul. So the foul situation, Ward with 3, Williams with 3, Schultz with 3. Foul shots up and no good on the 1 and 1 by Russell. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be in for Grand. So Grand can either cut it to 10 points or with a 3-point shot below 10 here. Schultz with it on the right arch. With a dribble down the baseline. Just inside the 3-point line, the shot is up and it's no good, and a rebound foul is called on Lane Carter.
Morgan's done a pretty good job with defensive emphasis on Schultz. Found the points hard to come by. But again, Hoppenstedt with the extra effort on the offensive glass.
And foul shots up and good, so he now has 23 points, coming off a game yesterday where he had 12 points. Didn't get any field goals till the second half. And the second one is up and good. He's 8 for 8 at the foul line, 24 points.
Impressive game is half of the scoring for Grand. 24 of 48 points coming from Hoppenstedt.
Anderson, left side, right side of the foul line, over to Hurd. His 3-point shot, short off the rim, and it's going to be chased down by Russell. Russell through the lane, over on the right side to Miles. 3-point shot, rims in and out, no good. And a rebound underneath to Hurd. To Russell in the lane. Back out to Carter. So this 2 offensive boards continue this possession for Morgan. To Anderson. Left side of the foul line. Back over to Miles, underneath to Hurd. Underneath to Miles. Miles loses it temporarily, turns and shoots. It's not good. A fight for the ball, and Hurd comes up with it. So three shots at the basket Morgan's had.
Yeah, a lot of time going off the clock this strip down the end.
And Russell gets it to Carter on the left side. Back on the right side to Russell. 3-point shots up and good. And can you say 12 3-point shots? Russell now with 20 points in the game. And Grand set to bring in a whole host of new players. As, you know, Morgan has just shot terrific basketball here with 12 3-pointers. We'll take a break. Morgan up 63-48.
We will sell you a car.
We'll finance your car.
And we'll maintain your car.
Come down to Tony Basso GM at 1355 South Carbon Avenue for Eastern Utah's largest selection of new and used vehicles.
Where everybody gets a great deal. Everybody gets a great deal.
With speeds up to 1 gig, Emory Telecom delivers more. More shopping, more music, more learning, more streaming, more speed to power smartphones, movies, and streaming video. More speed for more devices in your home. And more savings with our true broadband data plans. Choose the plan that's right for you and upgrade anytime for just $10 more. More speed, more savings. Contact Emory Telecom today.
And Rich Barton, Rick Robinson welcome you back here. Grand with the basketball. Morgan, however, behind 12 3-point baskets with a 15-point lead. Now, floaters up and good by Connor Guerrero. Guerrero has come in and he's played some good minutes. Carter had the shot if he wanted, but thinks not with 2:46 to go. Over to Miles on the right arch. Back to Russell. And now there'll be a foul called. Russell go to the foul line to shoot 1 and 1. The foul will go against Nolan Ramirez. That'll be his 3rd foul. And at the foul line, Cade Russell. 21 points for Cade Russell now.
Well, he has eclipsed his average on the season, which is right around 20.
Tough player to handle in any game. As the second foul shot's up and no good. The ball's on the court. Picked up by Anderson. Gets it back to Russell with 2:27 to go. And it kind of describes the second half when Grand appears they might have momentum, a chance to get back into it. Morgan's picked up offensive boards, gotten second shots. Now, takeaway by Park. Teddy's going to go down and lay it up, and he misses it. Ball's on the court and rebounded by Tyson Hurd.
Nice steal by Teddy Park coming from the blind side. Just laid it up a little too hard off the glass on the layup.
Left side shot by Hurd is up and no good, but tipped up and in by Russell.
Yeah, Russell was showing his leaping ability again.
23 points for Russell. Now Ramirez goes over to Park on the left side, and Park's 3-pointer is up and good. That's Teddy Park now with 4 points.
This Grand team, give them a lot of credit. They've battled. I think it's a program on the rise. Got some good young kids. They've made some huge strides in their basketball program this year.
Now taken away by Park again. Look down, and Teddy's going to go down. This time he's going to make sure he puts it in.
He made sure he didn't lay that one up too hard.
And timeout on the court. A minute 16 to go. Morgan 66, Grand 55. We'll be back. Welcome back here. Rich Barton, Rick Robinson. 1:16 to go in our game. The game right after this will feature the first semifinal championship game between Juab and Richfield. And the rest of the games are all semifinal games. The first two are girls games, and then the final two are on the boys bracket. And quickly in the forecourt, goes over to Anderson. Anderson gets it out to Miles to Russell. Russell will back it out with the 11-point lead. Over to Anderson on the right side to Miles. Miles standing on the three-point line, puts it up and in.
Yeah, just inside the line there, but Miles continues his hot shooting night.
16 points now. Shot up by Park is up. No good. That was Kevin Park. Gives it back to Stetson Anderson to Cade Russell. Dribble along the baseline. Reverse shot by Miles. It looked like it was going to go. Quickly in the forecourt comes Kevin Park. His shot is up and blocked out of bounds. He'll be in for Grand right underneath their own basket.
Miles coming across the key to block that shot by Park.
And looking to get it in bounds, and there'll be a foul called. I believe it's going to go against Stetson Anderson of Morgan with 29 seconds to go in our ball game. And the foul shot is up and good there by Bryce Haycock. Becomes the 10th different Grand player to score in this ball game. And second one rims in and out, no good. So Grand has spread the scoring among all their different players, 10 of them. For them, it's just not enough points. And it's been the 12 three-point baskets made by Morgan that's propelled them to this 12-point lead. 10 seconds to go here. Russell with it. Backs it out near half court. Back over to Hurd. And that's going to be the final score, 68-56. And that means that Morgan will advance to take on South Summit tomorrow at 11:40 for the Consolation Championship. And we'll take just a quick break, then we'll come back with final